give you a heads up on some of the guys that were rehabbing, but don't have anything there. It's good to get these guys back together where, within these rules, you can work against each other offensively and defensively. It's obviously a non-contact camp, so, but at the same time, you guys can still get quite a bit of work done as long as they handle it the right way. And they're doing that. They're hustling like crazy. And it's a good tempo, so I appreciate that. Most of all, good for the young guys that are here. Not only to get exposed to the veteran players, but just to see how much faster it goes than rookie minicamp. Rookie minicamp is fairly vanilla, just so they get the concepts down and then they start adding on to it here. Anyways, with that, Tundra.
Andy, just to jump into the off-season stuff beforehand, I mean, have y'all talked to Freshy and have, like, with the second incident, have y'all talked to him, kind of encouraging him?
Yeah, no, we keep open communication there, yeah, for sure. And we just let the process play its way out there.
I guess the same with Wande and
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Same thing.
Coach,
what steps do you take as a coach and as a team in order to make sure that these guys, when they're away from the facility, are making smart, safe decisions?
Well, obviously, you stay in touch with them, and you communicate before they leave. Make sure they take care of business. So, but sometimes things happen, and we got to work through that.
Is it? Have y'all talked with Harrison at all, just about his comments and what he said?
Yeah, listen, I talk to Harrison all the time, so that's not I didn't talk to him about this. I think we need to. We're a microcosm of life here. Everybody from different areas, different religions, different races, and so we all get along. We all respect each other's opinions. Not necessarily do we go by those, but we respect everybody to have a voice. Great thing about America, and we're just, like I said, a microcosm of that. And I wish, my wish is that everybody could kind of follow that.
Now, he made some comments about the president. Do you expect him to go to the White House with you all and still meet with the president?
Oh, I'm sure he will. Yeah.
And is there frustration that this offseason has had a lot of off-field distractions?
Yeah, listen, we don't want those things obviously to happen, but things do happen and you work through it. And my thing is, it's important that you learn from it and that you end it. So that's important.
With so many women just on staff here and in the building, his comments kind of touched on women in the workforce. I mean, what do you tell them if they come to you with a concern about players speaking ill of, women in general?
Yeah, that hasn't happened. I don't think he's speaking ill of women, but he has his opinions, and we all respect that. I let you guys in this room, and you have a lot of opinions that I don't like.
When a player says something that can be deemed controversial, even though some people supported it, some people didn't, how do you help that not become a distraction for this team with as much attention that's on Harrison's comments right now?
The guys are good with that. They understand. And they understand how things work. I mean, everybody's got their own opinion. And that's what's so great about this country. You can share those things, and you work through it. And that's what guys do.
As it relates to the schedule, the clog at the end with the 3 days or 3 games in 11 days, do you get heads up notice about that? Plan on different days, every day but Tuesday? And then what's your reaction to this?
I don't. They don't ask me. It's the first time in my career that's happened. It's unique. So, and you know how we are. I mean, we don't really care. They can give us a Tuesday game if they want. We'll be okay there too. So, we work through it, and we play anybody anywhere. Whatever they want to do, we're on board. So,
Andy, with the new guys, Hollywood, Carson, how do they kind of integrate themselves just through these practices and getting along with others?
yeah. So, and really in general, I like what I've seen from the new guys. Those two have done a real nice job. You guys got a chance to see it for the first time today, and Hollywood does a nice job out there as a receiver. Looks like he and Pat are developing a nice little chemistry there, and we'll just take it step by step as we go. And then Carson looks sharp. He's picking things up fast. Smart guy. And he fits in well. You know, he seems like a heck of a person. He's good for that room, or good in that room.
Andy, what are you asking of Rasheed this time compared to a year ago?
As far as football.
Yes.
So, obviously, we're going to increase what he does. At the same time, make sure that he takes what he wasn't doing well last year and working on that. And we're trying to do that with all the guys. So we're trying to give him a little bit more. But at the same time, making sure that we don't forget about things from last year.
Is there one or two things that you can pinpoint that you want to see improve from now until the start of whenever he can play?
Yeah, so he worked through, as you saw during the season, he worked through some of the drops. So we're good with that. He's got good hand placement as he goes through the routes. He's got that feel of where things can catch it quick and we have a little bit more time. I think the place that he'll continue to work on would be just in space. He has a nice feel for it, but the more reps you get with that, the better you get with it. So the area that he plays in, that becomes important.
What does Xavier bring to the table? What have you seen from him? Was he able to practice today?
No, he didn't practice today. He tweaked his hamstring the other day, so he didn't practice today. But what we saw was somebody that was smart, understood what was being thrown at him, and then somebody that can run pretty fast. And we just basically got through the introduction stuff to him, so he was only out there for a day and a half. So but he got a nice introduction, I think.
With the new kickoff rules, can he make a difference? Can a guy make a difference? I haven't watched the other leagues, so I don't know what.
Yeah, you know what? I think we're feeling that whole thing out as we go. Toad's doing a nice job. We're trying to work on it. You can't block full speed, so it's tough to get a full grasp of that whole thing. But I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure any of us are going to know until you really boot the thing off. So.
With Worthy's injury right now, how are you expecting him and Pat to try to build some of that chemistry when he can't be on the field?
Yeah. Well, when he gets back, we'll take it from there. He's a smart kid. He's got a good feel for things. Comes from a good system. He's done a few of the things we've done in college, so he'll just work through that, and I think we'll be all right. We'll get enough reps as we go.
It seems like Hollywood has a good feel for the system already. You're impressed by what you think from that.
Yeah, no, he's another one. He's a smart kid, and he just kind of gets it. And Pat and there's so much talking around, which I look at, and I think that's important. As long as the receivers are willing to listen and then share what they saw, and it's accurate, you normally can develop a pretty good relationship relatively quick as you go.
Coach, I saw they're going to experiment in the preseason with some technology in the ball to spot it on the line to gain stuff. What do you know about the system that they're going to use? What do you expect it to kind of show you?
Yeah, listen, I'm not. I think it's going to be fine, but we'll just see. I'll be looking at that like the kickoff, So we'll see how it works, and we'll kind of go from there.
Is it something that league coaches have wanted to get more accurate on those? Are you across the line or not?
Yeah, I think the coaches and the officials too. I mean, they want to keep it. I'm speaking for the officials, but the coaches feel the same way, that they want to be as accurate as they possibly can. And so whatever technology helps them out, I think they're open to, as long as it's done the right way, and you can kind of keep the flow of the game rolling. They've been really good with all that stuff.
Matt, Coach, you mentioned the experimenting with the new kickoff rule. We even get to see a little bit of that with Justin doing some kickoff as well. How much excitement do you think that you can inject into that play now?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, there seem to be some options that you can do with it. A little bit like the run game, potentially. Things that you can maneuver around with. Having the two up backs like they have, that's going to be, and then the two receivers. That's going to two guys receiving the ball. It's going to be. It opens up some options that maybe the other group didn't have.
Maybe an advantage too to have a guy like Justin with kickoffs as being an extra tackler.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, potentially. Once you get through that first wall, there's not a whole lot past that other than that guy, so.
Andy, Patrick seems to be pretty vocal this time of year on the field. How much do you really rely on that for just the tone of these sorts of midsummer practices?
Yeah, so I think it's great to hear the coaches do it, but then on top of that, to have a player that voices himself. When Kels was out here, he did the same thing. You know, he puts it out there and makes sure the guys hear it. I hear Chris Jones doing that on the defensive side. So and Bolton, that's so important. I think that they first of all bought in to what we're doing, and then are willing to share it with the other guys. So I'm sure some of the rookies are looking at it like, boy, this is crazy. But he's going to get you in the right spot and do the right things with it. So.
Good, thanks, Coach.
Good. Yep. Be safe. Good weekend.
Safe. Gotta be safe.
Some of you have opinions.
No, sure. It's standard. Oh, of course. Of course. Hey, you know what they're gonna ask me.
Just coaching.
Yeah, hey, you know what they're gonna ask you. Get your statement ready. Stick to the book. Everybody has their own.
All right, guys, fire away.
Seemed pretty spirited out there. A lot of talking back and forth. What did it feel like for you?
No, it's I think as the years go on, you start playing against the same guys over and over again. It's kind of that competitive trash talk. I mean, going up against guys like Drew and Nick, and then some of the DBs. I mean, you talk trash in the locker room, but you love on each other too. So we're always competing, and then at the end, we're talking about it and trying to find ways to make each other better. And I have to give away some of my secrets about stuff that I know about them, and they do a little bit the same.
I knew this is related, but what did you learn about this point of the season last year that was beneficial to kind of, erase what you had done the year before and really turn the focus to the next year?
I mean, every year you have to do that. I think just as I've gotten older and as I've learned more and more, I try to find different ways to tweak certain stuff and trying to push the envelope even more. And I think y'all saw today, we try to throw a few more deep passes, get back to the deep game and stuff like that. I think we've done a great job mastering the intermediate short stuff, but we want to get back to having that part of the offense as well. And so coach is really pushing us to push it down the field, and it's hard to do against our defense, but we're trying to make it happen.
What do you see from the Hollywood Browns, especially on that back end zone?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it the entire offseason from working in Texas till here, and I remember the first day I told guys like Drew, and I was like, hey, like he's gonna try. He tracks him down the field well, and he can really go. And I think y'all saw it today. I mean, I'm giving him chances downfield. He's making the plays happen, and the more plays he makes, the more we'll continue to give him those chances. It's a good addition to our offense.
Patrick, as a young black man who is financially stable, obviously, with your contract and stuff, what advice or what conversations are you having with Rashee Rice to where we know about the car accident incident? I'm pretty sure you had a conversation with him after that. But then to find himself in the situation that he had in the club 1:30 in the morning, what kind of conversations are you all having with him so he kind of avoids putting himself in a situation like that in the future?
Yeah, I think it's not just me. I think he's just trying to do whatever we can to teach him how to learn from his mistakes. I mean, obviously, that was a big mistake. You have to learn from it, make sure it doesn't happen again, and try to do whatever you can to be the best person you can be in society, not only for yourself, but for the people around you. And I think he is doing that. But right now, we're just going to keep trying to do whatever we can to get him on the right path so that he can be a great football player, obviously, but we want him to be a great person, too.
Patrick, you've been so good about eliminating distractions in the past. But, with this offseason, how have you just been kind of telling the team and everybody else, along with yourself, just make sure that you guys focus on football when you're here and try not to make any mistakes going, because it impacts all of us.
Yeah, I think guys know. At the same time, I think when you get in the locker room, it's kind of that safe space where everybody can be themselves and we can worry about football and each other's families and everything like that. And so it's always good to have people here, have people in Kansas City practicing, like you said, competing. And then it's just about being smart as we can when we're not in the building. And I think the guys understand we have to step up as a team and an organization in that way. But we have to go out there and prove that in order for other people to believe that as well.
Patrick Harrison's comments made at the commencement speech made a lot of waves. What was your reaction to just hearing what he said there?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like I was talking about with the Rashid thing. I think it's just I know Harrison. I've known him for 7 years, and I judge him by the character that he shows every single day, and that's a good person. That's someone who cares about the people around him, cares about his family, and wants to make a good impact in society. When you're in the locker room, there's a lot of people from a lot of different areas of life, and they have a lot of different views on everything, and we're not always going to agree. But and there's certain things that he said that I don't necessarily agree with, but I understand the person that he is, and he's trying to do whatever he can to lead people in the right direction, and that might not be the same values as I have, but at the same time, I'm going to judge him by the character that he shows every single day, and that's a great person, and we'll continue to move along and try to help build each other up to make ourselves better every single day. But at the end of the day, we're going to come together as a team, and I think that'll help out as well as eliminating those distractions outside the building as well.
Patrick, I have to ask, what did you disagree most with what he said?
I think there's just certain values that you have that some people emphasize more than others, and there's just certain things that I didn't necessarily agree with. But at the same time, I'm not going to judge him by that. I judge him by the way he acts every single day, and I'm not going to get into the full details of the entire speech. But at the same time, I know what kind of person he is, and I'm going to make sure that I look at that first, and then let the other stuff kind of handle itself.
With that speech coming, I mean, the time 100, that's aired, weeks before. But that speech coming the morning of, and then your speech about women's sports coming after. I mean, is there any type of thinking that's just like, is it just a coincidence, or is it just like?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty bad timing, I guess you would say. But like you said, I shot that a couple weeks before. But I think what makes the locker room so cool is you're able to have those discussions and become better and make those decisions for yourself. And so even though they're very vast, I guess, differences as far as those speeches happening at the same time. I mean, you're able to talk to guys and you get knowledge. You make your own decisions at the end of the day, and I think that's what makes this country so great. Is that you're able to get as much knowledge as you can, and then you make your own decisions. And it gets a little divisive sometimes when you get to social media and then you get to outside the building. But in the building, you can have those healthy discussions and still be friends at the end of the day, even though you might not agree with exactly the same things.
Patrick, Patrick, when you talked, Ricky said you talked to him after they got drafted, but what was your message to them? Obviously, the level of expectations that they should have coming in for themselves and their legacy that they want to. What kind of message did you give to this incoming draft class?
I think it's just to try to be great every single day. They have to learn how to work. I mean, that's every class that comes in, every group of rookies. You have to learn you have to push them to be great, and that's why you see me over there yelling finish, and you see me talk to those guys at every single play. We know that those guys we're going to keep us going and keep this thing going, and we're looking obviously at this year, but in future years as well. And so we want to make sure that we push them to be great every single day. And so having those guys in, a lot of talented guys that have displayed a lot of talent so far, but that they got to continue to be great because they have to be good fast. It's not like we're waiting for them to develop to be a great player. They want to be great the first day they step on the football field. And I think our coaches and the players around it really push guys to be great every single day.
So we have 1:30 meetings. Let's go to Sam. We'll go across the road. Go to Sam.
Did you watch his whole speech, or did you just see the clips on social media?
I've seen a good amount of it. I've seen the clips on social media. I think they're a little taking out of context a little bit, but at the same time, it's whenever you say something, it's going to be clipped out and be on social media, so you have to take responsibility for that. He went out there and he fought it through, did his own speech, and that's his views. And I think it's at the end of the day, it's about us taking the man and his values and everything that he does every single day, and then judging him by that, not by one moment or one speech.
Aaron?
What's your initial reaction to the schedule and then that tight log jam at the end where it seems like you have 3 games in 11 days? How do you prepare for that?
I feel like our schedule has gotten crazier and crazier every single year, and so it's just about preparing for the week ahead of you. We know that we're going to have a lot of primetime games. We've built up the equity to be able to be in those games, and so now it's about how can we find a way to be better than we were last year at the end of the season. And so learn from our mistakes from last year, try to motivate ourselves to get ourselves healthier faster, and then go out there and win those games because there's a lot of great football teams we play at the end there.
Do you have one circle at all?
I'm going to try to be better on Christmas.
Courtney, go ahead.
I know Worthy has the hamstring injury and he'll get a lot of reps at some point, but what do you appreciate about his game most, and what are you trying to do right now to make sure he can stay up to speed, even if he's not out there?
Yeah, I think you can tell how intelligent he is. He's asking the right questions. I mean, before he had the hamstring thing, he was getting in, he was getting the work in. Sometimes it's tough for those guys coming off combine training, and then they want to prove that what they can do from day one, and such little injuries like that happen. And we're going to be precautionary right now. He probably could get out there if we really wanted him to, but he's sitting there. You can see him. He's sitting right beside the guys, asking all the right questions. And whenever he does get back on the field, I'm excited to get to work with him.
We'll ask to Matt and Steve. Matt.
You've talked about Hollywood and Xavier a little bit, but you usually give us a pretty good scouting report on the other new faces too. What do you kind of first impressions, big guys like Jared and even a guy like Nico that's back from last year?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think y'all saw Wiley. I mean, the more he gets down the field, he can really make those tough contested catches. I want him to play even more physical. I know it's kind of hard in OTAs. You can't really bump and do stuff like that, but I think he can make those tough contested catches kind of in the middle of the field, and he's faster than people think he is. And so he played good. Nico's done a really great job being back. He was at the whole time we were in Texas getting the work in. Even guys like, watching the defensive guys like 21 Hicks play. I mean, he's a big dude, and he's going to get better and better. And you can see it early. He has the physical ability. It's about putting together Spags' defense, which is you have Spags' defense and Coach Reid's offense, which is hard for those young guys to learn. But I think we have a lot of guys that have come in and really showed. I mean, Justin got the pick on me today. So we have a lot of guys that have come in and shown that they can really compete and be players for us.
Steve.
You have a pretty diverse portfolio, man. How do you find the time in the off season? Is there someone you go to? I see you Sport Coffee.
Yeah.
One, who do you talk to about just your business ventures, and then why Sport Coffee?
Yeah, I always do stuff that I believe in. The sports coffee thing happened the sport coffee thing happened really naturally. Where I love coffee.
Yeah.
I drink it a lot, but I don't like to put sugar in it. I don't like to put all the added stuff in there. So I wanted to find a healthier version so I can help my body not have that dad bod. And so the biggest thing is just doing stuff that you really invest in. I did this from a very early part of it. I got to sample it and kind of give my tweaks. And so stuff like that. And I've partnered with people that I believe in, and some have worked, some haven't worked. But I think if you have the passion and the belief, then you can make stuff happen. And that's what I look to invest in.
Okay, thanks, Patrick.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We got Trent and Nick, and they've got meetings at 1:30, so we're gonna try and not miss one.
Trent, see Brian Cook out there.
Yeah.
Back out there. What's that mean for you guys in the secondary?
It's exciting, battling injury and just seeing somebody back out there smiling, having fun, running around, getting in out of his breaks. I mean, you love to see when the guy gets to come back from that.
You got most of the ones out there DB wise. I mean, it seems like y'all just picked up where you left off. So
Yeah.
Is that something that's encouraging right there?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like yesterday there was this one play where we kind of messed it up, and then me and Jay Reid just played off each other, and I was like, man, it feels good to just 3 years into this, everybody knows what they're doing. You ain't got to be out there worrying about who's doing what. We can just play fast, and I feel like going into this new season, I think that's huge where we're starting off at.
We haven't had a chance to ask you, but obviously with L'Jarius Sneed going to Tennessee, what's that mean for you? Like, how big of a loss is that, in your opinion, with him not being there, but also the opportunity for the other cornerback now?
Yeah, I mean, we all love LJ. Disappointed to see him go, but also excited for his new journey. But, I mean, for us, I think it just allows new guys to step up and take on a bigger role, Guys like me, I got to step up, become more of a leader, and some young guys who are coming in, rookies and one-year players who really come in and make a name for themselves. And I feel like that's really exciting to see for me, and just as a fan, seeing young guys come in and just play and dominate with the Kansas City Chiefs, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you find yourself being more vocal now?
Yeah, I've had to speak up a little bit, especially with the rookies coming in and, trying to learn this playbook and everything. I know I was there 2 years ago, so trying to just set that standard and just making sure we don't dip below.
Trent, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we saw you play much on the nickel today. What's it like being, primarily more on the outside now, but also because of the young guys, you're probably having to teach more about being in the nickel?
Yeah, I'm comfortable outside. I told that to Spags, and I mean, even last year I was outside. So I feel like last year for me, more going in at nickel was more of the new thing for me. So coming to this year, it is kind of funny being on the outside and seeing these young guys come in, but I think they're doing a great job. I mean, Shamari Connors, Nick Jones, a couple of rookies coming in here and really holding down that nickel spot and having to do everything like that. I mean, they're constantly asking me questions, stuff, and in the film room, I mean, they're coming along great. So just being able to be there as just one of those guys like, hey, do this, see that, and just give little tidbits like that, I feel like it's
It's only been a few days, of course, but just your first impression of seeing Xavier Worthy, obviously before the hamstring injury, and obviously competing with Hollywood.
Man, I love it. Boy, we rolling, you know. Pat definitely got some weapons, and I mean, when I think about last year during this time, I think the defense was low-key, you know, getting after that offense, but we battling this year, and at least for me as a DB going against receivers like X when he comes back, I mean, Marquise Brown and J. Watt and everybody like that, I feel like he's just going to sharpen my tools even more.
Trent, the message this offseason has been, you know, three-peat, something that's never been done before, you know, in a football field. Do you feel like that level of intensity is high out there, trying to get there?
100%. I think that's everybody's main goal, really, you know, do something nobody's ever done, and I think that just comes back to just working at it each and every day, you know, not taking a day off and making sure everybody's really just coming together, you know.
Couple more guys.
Spags
Let's
has
go,
talked
Matt and
about-
Courtney and Sam.
Spags has talked about LJ going to him in the past and saying, hey, I want to be the guy that covers the number one receiver on the other team. Do you feel like that's something that you want to do or you need to do for this team?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a need, but that's definitely something that's competitor. 100% what I want to do. You know, getting to line up against the best receivers each and every week. I mean, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Pat said that there's kind of more of a concerted effort right now to push the ball downfield. That's what Coach Reid's been telling him. How is that challenging the secondary, just knowing that there's more speed out there at receiver?
Man, they rolling. I mean, y'all saw today, Pat was out there just throwing it deep play after play. So I think for defensive wise, the timing and just understanding what guys really are about, you know, mentally, just how focused you can be. Because when guys are going like that, your keys, how you're reading things, how fast you're doing things, everything's going to speed up. So being able to go out there and play against an offense like that, I think it'd be super beneficial for all of us.
Trent, just given how complex Spags' defense is, we saw you play a little bit of safety in the playoffs with some snaps last year, but Shamari rotating between those spots and Nickel is a second-year guy. Just explain to us the difficulty of maybe having to switch positions.
Doing all that? Yeah. Man, I give big props to Shamari. They got him playing nickel, safety, dime. I mean, both safeties and this defense. I mean, I'm like, yo, you got it. Like, this is like he be asking me questions. I'm like, sometimes, like, I don't know, man. You got to play, you know. So he's one of those dudes who's quiet but works really hard. You know, asks the right questions and is very detailed. So maybe right now, you know, he might make a few bumps along the road, but I just keep telling him, man, just keep working at it and you'll get better at it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Trent.
Yes,
Virginia Tech, boy. What's Virginia Tech? I went to Bob Tech. That was a Hokie.
Oh yeah,
Hokie. A turkey.
was in Blacksburg.
From Florida.
Misses.
What are we doing?
Nick, how do you guys make sure that you set the boundaries with such a good season last year, set the expectations now to try to improve upon this campaign?
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of guys coming back in the same scheme, familiar faces. So we got some stuff we can clean up and just kind of grow every single day. We've got a good start, got a good nucleus of guys coming back, and we're just growing in that department. Spaz got a lot of trust in us, kind of push ourselves, and we kind of mentioned it. He had back in like 2012, 2013, he had a top-ranked defense, and we ended up being like 31st, and so the year after. So we understand like that's just a challenge ahead of us, and not repressing. I'm trying to get better every single day.
What do you think of the schedule? Have you got any games circled looking at it early?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting schedule, man. The first couple of weeks, obviously, we've had those familiar faces that we played against. So obviously, those first couple of weeks will be exciting. And other than that, man, just trying to maintain momentum. In the middle of the year last year, we kind of had lulls, and I know that's the focus at this point. I'm just trying to stay high and just gotta keep it going throughout the season.
Nick, saw you going back and forth with Patrick out there a little bit. Just talk about the friendly competition and making each other better.
Yeah, man, we got the greatest on the planet. We go against every single day, and makes us better every single day. We're talking about certain stuff that he sees from us that we know we're bringing blitzes or bringing pressure or certain disguises that aren't very good, and he can kind of read them out. And we're doing the same thing on both sides. So, man, we're just trying to get better every single day, man. We're growing in that department. He has a lot of trust in a lot of young guys over there. That's evolving, and making plays for him down the field. And our defense on the back end, man, we're gonna get tested every single day, and we love it.
It seems like y'all are a young defense, but all of y'all have experience. All y'all are kind of getting pushed up there. Just does it feel good just to have, as a collective, y'all are just learning and growing?
Yeah, man. I think since we've been here, man, guys have been in the same system and kind of growing together. we're learning in and outs of the scheme together at the same time, and so we understand the communication part and the weaknesses of the coverage. I think that's a big thing for us, and just kind of use our athleticism, use our youth, and things that we understand that like the ball might get thrown here, and just vice tackle it, or use our athleticism to make a tackle. We're kind of learning those things this year. We got a lot of young guys, Shamari coming back, and we got veterans also as well. So this is a group effort, and I'm trying to get better every single day.
Last year it was Willie called Juice Man,
Yeah.
brought the energy every day. Who's that guy on the defense this year?
Yeah, man. Drew, I kind of got Pat fired up today, so I think took that role today. I think it's gonna take effort for everybody, man. We gotta bring our own energy. I bring that effort, and just make an attempt to be better every single day, and uplift the guys around us.
Nick, you talked about getting tested. Do you feel like there's more deep balls from the offense this time of year?
Oh yeah, they definitely taking advantage of us. Playing some coverages, learning some things, and trying some different things out. But I've got a lot of speed in the back end, man. Pat trusts those guys out there to make plays. Y'all saw Hollywood made one hand catching back in the end zone, man. It's pretty nice. I was on a roll around 40-yard pass. So you gotta shake his hand on those, but we'll definitely take some deep shots earlier this year.
Couple more.
You all are used to playing deep into the season. Football is a long season. How can you build towards a championship in this phase and what you all are doing right now?
Yeah, man, it's just the foundation. Communication, player to coaches, coaches to player, just trust, communication, footwork, keys, eyes, alignments, assignments, all those things are just minute things that kind of help us get to our end goal. It's kind of those things are just the foundation of what we've got going there. We could build on that. We don't get many run plays now, but those are some things we work on earlier in practice too. So just building those foundations and just kind of make sure every single day we're kind of stacking it.
Last two, Todd and Harry.
These seasons have been long. You were a little banged up last year. When do you get the itch to get back and do this?
Yeah,
Might
man.
be an off or what?
Yeah, man, I actually had an opportunity to win a Super Bowl and I missed almost half the season. So I feel like in terms of everybody else in the locker room, man, I'm a lot healthier. So I took advantage of that going into the offseason. Didn't sit around as long as I usually do. Kind of started to get ahead on some things. And yeah, I feel good, man. I feel healthy. I feel a little lighter now, and I'm just going to move around a little bit better.
Nick, fun question to wrap it up, man. TV commercials start now. How would you assess your acting abilities?
Yeah, man. I'm growing in that department, man. Trying to show a little personality. Y'all see me right now. I'm a real serious guy, but yeah, man. I'm coming a little bit. Yeah, I'm coming a little bit. And yeah, man, it's fun. Those people at Blue Spring Ford, man, did a great job, man, making me, I guess, giving me an opportunity to be myself in that environment and just having fun. So if I have an opportunity to do it again, definitely going to do that.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
You're gonna make a side bet with Noah Gray on softball this weekend?
What's that?
You're gonna make a side bet with Noah Gray on softball this weekend?
Oh, no, I'm not even going to be here this weekend. So. Oh, sorry.
Very serious.
I'm not even gonna be here.
I ain't gonna be here. Very serious man. I say with
Good
a
night.
smile.
Yeah, good night. I'll admit, that was a little more in depth.
Oh, no, I think he would give us that.
Yeah.
All right,